hundreds of churches call San Diego home.
We have different addresses,
sing different songs,
and have different styles of preaching.
But even though we all differ,
we are all one.
On the last night of Jesus' life, he prayed that all his followers might be one.
He gave us a new commandment,
that we should love one another as he has loved us.
God only has one church in San Diego.
It's you.
And it's me.
It's all of us together.
We are being built up into one temple for God's Spirit to dwell.
We are built on one foundation,
with Jesus as our cornerstone.
By one Spirit, we are all baptized into one body.
Whether Jew or Greek,
or whatever our race,
nationality, age, or background,
we were all made to drink of one Spirit. He is our peace.
He has broken down the dividing walls that kept us apart.
And he has made us into one.
He has reconciled us into one body through the cross.
There are no hyphens before the word Christian.
Jesus doesn't recognize man-made divisions in his body.
We have one Lord,
one faith,
one baptism,
one hope,
one God and Father.
And together we have one mission:
to preach the gospel and make disciples in San Diego.
We are fellow citizens of one kingdom.
We are members of the household of God.
We are friends.
If Satan can get us to define ourselves
by race,
age,
social class,
or denomination,
then he can divide us and defeat us.
But Jesus brings down the walls and bridges the divisions.
He makes us brothers and sisters.
God forgives us and requires that we forgive each other.
We will bless other churches
rather than find fault with them.
We ask the Lord to help us more fully support each other's ministries and churches.
We give thanks and rejoice in our partnership together.
We will not look out only for our own interests,
but also for the interest of others.
We are watching our nation tear itself apart.
Divisions are being exploited and enlarged.
It's clear that politicians cannot heal our land.
They just further divide us.
It's clear our colleges and universities can't bring us together.
They bring further alienation.
The celebrities, entertainers, and sports figures our society worships have let us down.
This is why Jesus set up the church.
Together, we have the answers for a broken world.
And a hurting people.
We know where our healing comes from.
Our healing comes from Jesus, the healer.
And we know where peace comes from.
From the Prince of Peace.
Jesus said,
"If I be lifted up, I will draw all men to myself."
Unity and healing can only be established around Jesus.
But first, it must start with his church.
It must start with us.
The church is the salt and light of the world.
It brings God's light into darkness.
It preserves and brings healing.
In the last 18 months, we have been shaken from our complacency.
By a pandemic.
By a lockdown.
By violence in our cities.
By a shutdown of our schools and churches.
And by a rending of our social fabric.
God has our attention.
It's time to reassess our priorities.
And return to basic truths.
Like the lordship of Jesus Christ over every area of life.
Like the mission Jesus gave us.
Like the unity and oneness of his church.
Our unity is a gift from Jesus.
But we must fight to maintain that unity.
Jesus has made us one.
We proclaim this truth with one voice.
Amen.